On November 8, 2023, the AFL-CIO headquarters in Washington, D.C., became the epicenter of a dramatic protest. Hundreds of protesters, driven by urgency, stormed the building, turning the lobby into a stage for their demands. This was no peaceful sit-in. It was a forceful occupation, a clear signal that patience had run out. Fake newspapers, splattered with red, and a banner accusing the AFL-CIO of backing genocide, were stark symbols of protest. The protesters, a coalition of activist groups, maintained their presence, chanting slogans that echoed through the space. Their message was clear: they would not be dismissed and intended to hold the institution accountable for its perceived inaction. The protest was a visceral manifestation of a deep ideological rift, demanding attention in the most direct way. The atmosphere inside the occupied lobby was charged, a testament to the protesters' resolve. At the heart of the protest were two demands: a call for a ceasefire in Gaza and divestment from Israel bonds. The activists saw the AFL-CIO's silence as complicity in the humanitarian crisis. They argued that the Federation's financial ties to Israel contradicted its commitment to social justice. The protest was organized by groups like Jewish Voice for Peace and the Democratic Socialists of America, representing a progressive faction within the labor movement. The AFL-CIO's previous statement, which only condemned Hamas, was seen as one-sided and inadequate. The protesters aimed to force an internal reckoning, aligning the organization's stance with their moral compass. Their actions highlighted a growing frustration within the labor movement, demanding a shift in the Federation's foreign policy. The protest was a call for the AFL-CIO to advocate for peace and human rights for all. The AFL-CIO protest was part of a global movement demanding a ceasefire and solidarity with Palestinians. From London to New York, massive demonstrations highlighted international criticism of Israel's military actions. The DC protest was a reflection of this worldwide outcry, targeting a powerful American institution. The Shut It Down for Palestine movement advocated for direct action, disrupting systems supporting Israel's war effort. Activists in Oakland blocked a military supply ship, while others shut down a weapons manufacturer in the UK. The protest in DC was a strategic disruption, challenging the AFL-CIO's ties to the conflict. The ongoing conflict's humanitarian crisis fueled the protesters' urgency, demanding immediate intervention. The protest was part of a larger sentiment opposing U.S. support for Israel's military campaign. The activists channeled the energy of massive rallies into a direct confrontation. The Shut It Down for Palestine movement marked a tactical shift in activism, embracing direct disruption. The goal was to create friction for entities supporting Israel's military actions, impacting their operations. The AFL-CIO protest exemplified this strategy, targeting a symbol of the progressive establishment. As the conflict continued, protest rhetoric became more radical, reflecting deepening polarization. Economic pressure campaigns yielded results, like the closure of the Israeli-owned restaurant chain Shouk. The AFL-CIO protest was a calculated escalation, challenging the labor movement to uphold its values. Activists aimed to force a crisis within the organization, confronting contradictions in its foreign policy. The disruption was a call for the labor movement to align with international solidarity. The aftermath of the AFL-CIO protest included physical damage and a focus on public relations. A broken window and red paint marked the building, shifting the narrative to the protesters' methods. The AFL-CIO's response condemned the violence, sidestepping the protesters' core demands. The protest exposed a fault line within the American left and the labor movement. Some local unions passed resolutions calling for a ceasefire, opposing the national leadership's stance. The protest sparked an internal debate, raising the profile of the issue within the labor community. It highlighted the lengths activists would go to hold institutions accountable. The broken window was repaired, but the divisions exposed remain, a defining feature of the political landscape. The protest was a powerful symbol of a movement unwilling to be ignored.